And welcome back to Atreyu News. CNN cuts off Congressman after stating FBI statistics. Well, this is becoming a regular phenomenon for CNN. Anyone who disagrees with what they said, even Bernie Sanders calling CNN fake news as a joke, earned him a cutoff. Apparently, CNN is not very tolerant of facts or jokes that go against the grain of their left-wing anti-Trump agenda. In an interview with CNN's Dana Bash, Congressman Scott Taylor cited a very pointed statistic about refugees that seemed to trigger a rather stunning response from the establishment network. Just today, the FBI comes out and says 30% of their domestic terrorism cases that they're investigating are folks who are refugees. Big surprise. Real big surprise. Especially when you look at Europe and the crime spike. Like if you put the influx of refugees on a graph and the crime spike, they look almost identical side by side. It is important not to label all refugees bad people. That's not why I'm here, but... Then his camera shut off and went to the color bars, forcing Bash to awkwardly end the segment. We're winning the war, folks. There's not a damn thing CNN can do. As the CNN stocks plunge, their viewership disappears. They will soon to be non-existent. And welcome back to Atreyu News. CNN cuts off Congressman after stating FBI statistics. Well, this is becoming a regular phenomenon for CNN. Anyone who disagrees with what they said, even Bernie Sanders calling CNN fake news as a joke, earned him a cutoff. Apparently, CNN is not very tolerant of facts or jokes that go against the grain of their left-wing anti-Trump agenda. In an interview with CNN's Dana Bash, Congressman Scott Taylor cited a very pointed statistic about refugees that seemed to trigger a rather stunning response from the establishment network. Just today, the FBI comes out and says 30% of their domestic terrorism cases that they're investigating are folks who are refugees, Representative Taylor said. It's important not to label all refugees bad people. That's not why I'm here, but... Then his camera shut off and went to the color bars, forcing Bash to awkwardly end the segment. Well, I know CNN and truth, it's like oil and water. It really doesn't mix at all. They even turn on their own. I remember when Bernie Sanders jokingly said CNN was fake news. Just like that, they cut him off. And this is supposed to be a man on the same side, but you see what happens? They turn on each other. Let's take a listen.
That it's important for our security. And I think the people overwhelmingly in the country want that as well too, because again, just today the FBI comes out and says that 30% of their domestic terrorism cases that they're investigating are from folks who are refugees. It's important not to label all refugees bad people. That's not why I'm here. But
I was just going to say, Congressman, it's time to go, but I think the TV gremlins did that for us. Thank you very much to the Congressman for joining us. That ends my time here. The lead with Jake Tapper.
I like how she calls them the TV gremlins. Oh, it's time to go, all right. You said one thing that was against the New World Order's plan, so you, my friend, are done. Democrat or not. That's what she really meant. Breaking. President Trump releases new proclamation. President Trump declares this week National Consumer Protection Week with focus on online security. Let's take a look here. The economic strength and vitality of our nation is directly linked to our consumer confidence in the integrity and security of their personal information and the robust protection of their privacy. As an increasing number of transactions and activities occur online, the safety of vital consumer information is increasingly at risk. The American people deserve freedom from unscrupulous actors who perpetrate identity theft, abuse personal information, or engage in fraud. Cybercrime which defraud hardworking Americans, cost our family billions of dollars each year, and result in tremendous stress, loss of time, and hardship. Americans must have access to the tools necessary to protect their personal information and privacy and know how to use them to improve their online security. Our first defense against fraudulent cyber transactions and the misuse of personal information will always be a well-informed consumer. And it goes on and on. But that's fantastic. Because it is true, as our lives get infinitely more complicated and as things go infinitely quicker, of course a criminal would come about that is infinitely better than they were previously. I actually had my own case of fraud against my bank account because I foolishly took money out of at a variety store. You got the debit machine there to take money out. And the whole place seemed kind of sketchy, and it turns out that's exactly where my PIN was stolen. That's how they do it. They have these mom and pop shops with these ghetto ass money machines, and that's how they get it. Wow, Pennsylvania gym bans 24-hour cable news channels. From the New York Post, a Pennsylvania gym is concerned that cardio isn't the only thing affecting members' blood pressure. The Greater Scranton YMCA voted to ban 24-hour cable news channel from its facility, citing safety concerns, WBRE reported. The board of directors wrote to members in a letter that stations such as CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News have raised concerns about their safety both physically and emotionally of our members. Members said the ban came after some political discussion in the locker room turned contentious. I understand why they did it, because there was a lot of controversy with a lot of people talking and arguing. Member Susan Dimmick told WBRE there was a lot of arguing going on, but I don't think it was right. But the YMCA defended their decision to try and create a politics-free zone. I've been here 3 years now, and I really didn't hear much about this until 6 months ago, so we just want people to feel welcome here, and I think this might help, CEO Trish Fisher told WNEP. Well, that's fantastic. I have to give them props, because, like, the initiated, the informed, the people on the side of light, like, we all understand that MSNBC, CNN, these are corporations controlled by international dictators of the world elite. They don't have the people's best interests in mind. They never did. It's all about power over the public. They want us to believe what they say, but we don't anymore. In fact, people under 35 don't even watch this garbage, and their ratings will continue to plummet until they go extinct. For the time has come for people like me and others to rise up. It's our time now. We are the news.